Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It's Valentine's Day special. And look at what I've got. Have I ever had this many people on? I don't think I have. Let's go for everyone. We've got Mr. Mark Plower. How you doing, mate?
Good, man.
Good. We've got Jam, my top right hand corner. How you doing, mate?
Not too bad. Hope you're all right.
Yeah, good. We've got Ralph down the bottom there. How you doing, Ralph?
Good to see you all.
And we've got Darren from Steve Saturday. How you doing, Darren?
All right, gang. All good.
And before I get on to my lovely wife here, I just want to say congratulations to Darren. 1 million views on his channel.
Oh, brilliant.
So,
Yeah.
and I that's a milestone, that is. So well done, Darren. And I've got to say that your channel, I'm sure you know this anyway, is growing rather rapidly, as I can see. And deserves it as well. Some of the videos you're putting out, man, are just spot on. Now, like, even with I might not even like all the music, but even, that's not taking
10% of it.
but a lot of the music you cover, obviously, I like. But even the ones, I don't often watch videos that I don't like the artist, but I can watch your videos and be entertained no matter who the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So
Well, thanks, mate. Coming from you, who's I've told you a million times privately and in public, you're one of the best in the business. So coming from you, that's a big compliment. So thank you.
we tell each other this stuff when we swap spit in the showers, don't we? So
Well, it is Valentine's.
anyway, the last but not least, darling wife, as it's Valentine's Day. Well, we're recording this a day before, but when it gets put out, it'll be on Valentine's Day. She's here. Sarah, all right?
I'm all right. My Valentine's Day treat. This is my present, apparently, to sit with you and discuss.
You wouldn't want it any other way. So what I might do, guys, just to let the viewers know, we might split this into two depending on how long it's going to be. But what we're going to do, Mark came out with this idea because I think you did, didn't you, Mark, this one?
Yeah.
Yes. So Mark said, why don't we do a Valentine's Day special with songs with love in the title? It could be love, lovers, loving, anything on that, you know, to do with love, basically. Doesn't have to be a love song, as long as it's got love in the title. So, fucking hell, I don't know about you guys, but I just they kept coming and coming and coming. I was fucking like a week later, I was still thinking, oh God, there's another one. A massive list.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have done your favourite ones. I've almost done ones that might be a little bit obscure, so to keep it a bit different. I don't think there's any real rules to this, to tell you the truth. But they've got to be songs you like, obviously, in the rock and metal vein. We're going to go round the houses. We're going to go 10 to 6 first, because Ralph might have to shoot off. So we're going to do 10 to 6 round the houses, and then we're going to go 5 to 1. Ralph will be going first to make sure Ralph can, if he has to, get away. I wore my Journey t-shirt as well. I thought this is the most sort of love sort of t-shirt I could wear. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh,
Love that tee. Great t-shirt.
Ralph's got his love and respect for Mother Earth. So there you go. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do, we'll do Ralph first, and then I'll let everyone else know when they're going to go. We go Ralph, Mark, Jam, Darren, my lovely wife, and then me.
Cool.
All right. Go on in, Ralph. What's your 10 to 6, mate?
Well, first of all, I have to say this was a hard exercise to do.
Yeah.
You know, I got 3 pages of songs with love in it, and I thought, wow, how can I ever choose like the top 10 of that? So what I've done is that I just try to link it a little bit with my own history and how I, got to these songs and why I love them and these things. So I'm going to make it short, but I'll start with number 10. Maybe not a big surprise. I Was Made for Loving You. Kiss.
Kiss, yeah.
Lots of their songs we're loving it.
It's not. It's the untypical song, I would think, in our genre, and came out at a time when you had like Pointer Sisters and all of these pop songs that were good. Loved them, and we were great to see. My wife and I were great to see a version of Kiss that tries to adopt a little bit of that, and whenever we hear it, we look at each other and we say, "Hey, remember those times long ago?" But still, we just love the song, and when it comes on the radio, and whenever we just start to get into the mood very easily. So that's my number 10.
Excellent.
My number 9 is a song from Night Ranger called "Sea of Love." It came out about 1.5 decades ago when Night Ranger were on their sort of like second wave upwards. I just love that whole song. It has this little intro from a demo where they try to fix the hook lines and resulting in some sort of, oh yeah, this is good. So how do we start this song? And then the song starts with a crunchy riff and then goes into verse, bridge, chorus, and then you hear what's coming back from that little demo thingy. And I just love the chorus and the whole song, of course. So that's my number 9. My number 8 is maybe another usual suspect, ZZ Top. "Give Me All Your Lovin'."
Oh, yeah.
Who of us didn't love the videos from that time? The Buick and, the red car and girls and, guitars with plush on it, and they were shivering it around like in 360 degrees. That was all just fantastic stuff at that time. So that's my number 8, ZZ Top, "Give Me All Your Lovin'." Then my number 7 is from a band called Streets, "If Love Should Go," and it only came up with 2 albums in total. Very much also sort of like an offshoot from some of the Kansas members, and really 2 fantastic albums, which I still think are some of the best in AOR/hard rock for a long time. And I remember I listened to those when I was still in school, and was sitting there and had my first sort of Sony headphones and player, and was listening to these songs all the time. So that's my number 7. Number 6 is coming from a band that also got 2 albums out, more again touching the southern rock area, Tangier. And the song is called "Good Lovin'." It is one of the most swinging country southern rock songs that I know, with quite crunchy riffs and very good chorus. I love both albums that they did, but "Good Lovin' is really one of the highlights of these 2 albums. And then my number 5. Oh no, we're only going to 10 to 6. Okay, so those are my first ones.
Great list, mate. I mean, some of them I don't know. I'm sure we all know ZZ Top, Kiss, and all those things, but some surprises there as well. Very cool, very good mixture, mate. Very cool indeed. When you said you was going to relate them to bits of your past life, I was hoping you wasn't going to relate them to like women in your past life, because you'd be in trouble Valentine's Day. So
that's my list fucked.
Well, my wife and I were going to celebrate 30 years wedding anniversary this year. So, of course, there was a little bit before that, but we've been together for a long, long time. And, we got to know each other in a rock club. And so we share the same passions ever since. Went to a lot of concerts together. So, not so much bad stuff to tell.
Cool. Let's see. This is Valentine's Day special. We've got some lovely stories coming out as well, haven't we? See, it's not just all about music. It's about love, this episode, obviously. Right, okay. Mr. Mark Clower, looking mean as usual. Can you see him up there?
I haven't woke up yet. You gotta cut me a break here.
What's the time, Mark? Just
it's a little after 7 here.
Oof.
The sun's just now coming up. So
the love for the channel, mate. The love for the channel. Getting up
that's
at
right.
6:30 to do this.
Well, I'm the odd man out. I'm in the States, and y'all are 5 hours ahead of me. So I gotta deal with your time. You want me to give my 10 to 6? Is that how you want me to do it? Okay. I got to show them, of course. My number 10 is Blue Oyster Cult, from 1977, the Spectres album, I Love the Night. They wrote quite a few songs about vampires. This one is about a guy meeting a girl at night, and they kiss, and turns out she's a vampire. And it's a very mellow song. This is a song I think Darren would really like if he ever heard it. It's not one of the, you don't hear it on the radio. It's well known amongst the BOC fanatics, but not a well-known song to the masses. But it's a very mellow, very chill type song. It's not a headbanger. It's the kind of song you want to sit and listen to at night while you're sitting in your easy chair, maybe sipping on a Jameson and puffing on a cigar.
Nice.
Just a very, like I said, chill kind of song, very hypnotic. I've often wondered, the last album they came out with in 2020, there was a song called Tainted Blood that I mentioned when we did a Halloween show. And it was about a vampire whose vampire bride died after drinking some tainted blood. I wondered if that was a continuation of this song where he becomes the vampire, she turns him into the vampire, and then many, many years later, they do another song where she dies. Don't know if there was any correlation there, but anyway, my number 9, anybody ever heard of a band called World War III?
No.
This is kind of an odd one. It's basically the Dio band without Dio.
Oh, wow.
Came out in 1990. Had Tracy G on guitar before he joined Dio. Had Vinny Appice on drums, and Jimmy Bain on bass. Singer was this bizarre guy named Mandy Lyon. Very odd character, very gruff voice, not death metal type rough, but a very unique singer, shall we say. Anyway, the song I picked is called Love You to Death. And it's definitely not a lovey-dovey, oh, I love you to death kind of song. It's a I love you to death. All right, my feed's messing up here again. I hope it'll clear up.
You can hear you okay, mate?
Can you hear me at least?
Yeah.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Hopefully it'll clear up here in a second. There we
Yeah.
go. Okay, my number 8, Michael Schenker Group from 1996 from the Written in the Sand album. I started to pick a Macaulay song, but we've spoken ad nauseum about Robin Macaulay, love him, but decided I want to throw in somebody a little different. This album featured a Swedish singer named Leif Sundin. Only album he did with Schenker. Great album, not real heavy, kind of melodic rock. Anyway, the song I picked is called Love Never Dies. Great singer who unfortunately hadn't done a whole lot. He'd done some guest appearances with John Norum and a few other fairly well-known people, but he hadn't done a complete album with anybody, with any big name since he did the Schenker album. My number 7, got to go to Sabbath from Cross Purposes. Dying for Love.
Of course, he had to go to Sabbath.
Of course.
It was bound to happen. It was coming.
From 1994. This song was about the refugees in the Yugoslavian wars of the early 90s. So it's not a romantic love song, but they're dying for love. Kind of relevant today with what's going on in the Ukraine. But cool mid-paced Sabbath song. Let's see. Got to bring out the big one for this one. I think Darren will like this one.
Oh,
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You can probably figure out the song before I even say it. Too Late for Love.
oh yeah.
This is actually one of the first ones that popped into my head when I concocted this idea. I said, I got to get that one in there. I so wish Def Leppard had stayed in that style of music. Just love that album.
That's a great call, Mark. That's a great call. Didn't even think that. You're saying that's the first one popped into your head. I didn't even
Yeah, it
think
was
it.
one of the first. Yeah,
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, I wish they'd go back to that style. I wish they'd never left it, but unfortunately, I think those days for them are over. But that's just one of those hair-raising songs every time I hear it, even now.
Brilliant.
And, yeah, okay, that was my number 6.
Excellent, mate. Some brilliant ones there. Yeah, Too Late for Love. Wow, what a song.
Yeah,
Absolutely fantastic.
great call.
Yeah, I think we all nodding our heads on that one. For that, definitely fantastic.
Yep.
Over to Jam. Some great choices there, by the way, mate. Some brilliant. I'll have to check out that World War III one. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, you might like that one.
Yeah, that sounds good. Jam, what you got there, mate?
Okay, because I'm a bit of a geek, I've got a spreadsheet with all the songs on it from iTunes, so it's quite easy to me to find all the loved ones in the title. So I then just worked it down. So my top 10 is actually my top 10 probably songs of those in order. So it's pretty good, and it's quite varied, and I'm sure there's probably about 2 or 3 that might appear on other people's lists that we'll see. Maybe not these first few. Or maybe one, maybe a couple. But first, anyway, number 10 is Sisters of Mercy, Gothic band, and the song Temple of Love, which is excellent. It's I'm going for the remix one, which has Opera Huzzah on it, and 1992. It's not on any album. It's on sort of like a best of. I think it was just a single, but yeah, extended version. I think it's about 10 minutes long. It's just a great beat to it if you like that sort of different music. So that's a good one. And then number 9, Stone Temple Pilots with Interstate Love Song from the album Purple. Great song. Not ballad. I was going to say, yeah, I probably only actually got maybe 2 ballads on here. I think all the other ones have got love in the title, but not particularly ballad. But Interstate Love Song, a bit of a softer one. Great chorus, great hook. Yeah, and they did some great music, Stone Temple Pilots. I love Core. A lot of people didn't like the first album. Well, all said it was a copy of Pearl Jam, which I thought was absolute rubbish. And then they changed their style a bit, but no, that's a great song. Number 8, I think this might be on other people's lists. Van Halen, Ain't Talking About Love, from the debut album. I think we all know the song. Don't need to say anything more about that. And then this one as well. Number 7, Queen's Right, I Don't Believe in Love, from Operation Mindcrime.
Great song. Yeah.
Once again, I think most people know that one. 1988. And then finally, this is an English band called The Almighty, who we talked about in my last video, actually, that they're not doing a new album, unfortunately. Yeah, but they might do a tour. The song is called Jesus Loves You, but I Don't. And although it's got an acoustic type start, it's definitely not a love song, and it's pretty heavy towards the end of it. That was from their Power Trip in 1993 album. So there we go.
Very cool. I mean, a couple of those songs you got there, I was toying with them on the list, but I thought other people might have them, so I thought, like, but I Don't Believe in Love, just that was the one that popped into me. Like, straight away, I was thinking, yeah, Queen's Right. I've got it on my list of 96 songs with love in the title. Just before Darren starts, I just want to apologise. I fucked up, should we say, a little bit, about the 10 to 6 and the 5 to 1 thing, and he just got his 10 to 6 together. So the amount that we ramble on and Darren's experience with music, I'm sure he's getting his list together as we speak.
Running on the fly. Look, it's probably my fault. I probably didn't pick it up right. Yeah, I thought we were doing 10 to 6 today, so I'll come up with. Well, I'll on the fly come up with the other 5. Okay, I'll crack on. Rage and Jam, you took that on me because I actually had as my number 10 Queensryche, I Don't Believe in Love from Operation Mindcrime. For a year and a half, Lee, you and Mark, kept telling me about this record and more fooled me for listening to it. You'll struggle to find a better concept record than Operation Mindcrime. Jeff Tate. I mean, what more can I say that you guys haven't said better in numerous videos of this song? But this song comes towards the end of the record. It's track 12, I think, and I think it's just after Dr. X kills Sister Mary. And I love the kind of the lyric, I don't believe in love. It's that kind of middle ground where Nicky is breaking free of that spell of Dr. X, but also kind of in some form of denial that he ever loved Sister Mary at all. So it's kind of like just coming towards the end of that. It's just the album is just so good, but this song is just insanely good. I think I've sent this to you randomly on Facebook Messenger, going like, listen to this now, Lee. You know, disrupting your day just because I'm listening to it. But it's such a tune. Great track.
Well, sorry,
Number 9.
Darren,
Go
so
on.
to interrupt, but the great thing I love about that song is that obviously it fits in brilliantly with that concept album, which is the best concept album that's ever been made, by the way. But standalone, that song, which you don't get a lot in concept albums, standalone,
Yeah.
a hit on its own. And you know the way it fits in, but it still sounds so catchy, and it's fucking
So good. It's so good. It should have listened to you guys earlier. And you're right, Lee, because I think there was only 2 singles released from that album. Because it's a concept album, it's hard to do a single. You're right. And this was one of them. So you're spot on. Number 9, I got a bit of a double whammy here. I managed to fit in the criteria for this video into the band and the song. So it's Loverboy, and it's Loving Every Minute of It from the album of the same name from 1985. Man, there is nothing about this song that I don't love. Mike Reno is in his prime. The video is pure hair metal 80s camp. And of course, you have our old friend. It's written by our old pal, Robert John Mutt Lang. I mean, come on. What more? Mutt Lang as well in his prime at this point. It's just concentrated 80s hair metal perfection. That's my number 9. What have I got? Number 8. I think the opening lyric of this song, I think if you say it to anybody, a lot of people know the song straight away. Josie's on a vacation far away. The Outfield, Your Love, 1986. This song has 500 million streams on Spotify. Now the Outfield didn't have that many hits, but this song is one of them songs just encompasses what they were. It's a bona fide classic. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I'm sure around the table there's plenty of experience around the table here. Experience here with Tony Lewis and him in general from the Outfield, but just a criminally underrated rock singer. Died in 2020. I think he was only 60 or 61. Like he was quite young, but this song is his classic. There's a lot of songs that we're going to call out, and the guys have called it out already. I know Jam said some of his weren't, but are about just pure love. But what I like about this one is that it's a bit more raw. You know, it's effectively. I jotted down a few lyrics here about it. This song is almost a sad song to the guy who's lonely and he's visiting a prostitute just for some company. I'll call it just one of the verses. I ain't got many friends left to talk to, nowhere to run where I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. Stay the night, but keep it undercover. Like, it's just a guy, like, it's not just about the sex with him, with a prostitute. He's lonely, and this song is about her love. I love that. Love that kind of raw aspect of it. Number 7, one of the bands, Jam's already mentioned them already. One of the bands that we argue over, we all love, but argue over their different tastes. Van Halen. I don't know about you guys, but you could pick a ton of songs from Van Halen that would fit into the criteria for this video. The one I've gone with number 7 is Love Walks from the 5150 record. Sammy Hagar, mid-80s synth Van Halen, quirky little song about aliens visiting Earth. What do you want? It's best on the album for me. Absolutely.
I do
and number 6.
That one, mate. I do like that song. I do really. I know I'm a Dave Lee Roth fan, but I do really like Love Walks In. It's a great track.
Good. I feel vindicated. We all know here that I bring the cheese. And number 6, relatively unknown. They're a bit like a band we love. They're a bit like a Canadian version of a band we love, Lee. A bit like FM. You know, not that well known, but have a very, very strong, loyal fan base, and that's Harem Scarum, Canadian band. This song is from their second record in 1993 called Mood Swings, and the song is Stranger Than Love. Now the band did get progressively heavier, as most of these bands kind of do as they get on. Like FM went a bit more blues, Harem Scarum went a bit more, you know, harder rock. But this was kind of the first 2 albums were kind of more AOR. There's loads of cool AOR singer-songwriter duos. We talked about them plenty of times before, but Harry Hess and Pete L'Esperance just two solid guys, know what they're doing. Never probably got the success that they probably should have got, but this song, I'm going to be honest with you, this is one that when I'm drying myself in front of the mirror in the mornings after the shower, I'm playing air guitar and miming into the mirror to that.
Oh, you ain't doing that swingy thing as well, are you? When you ain't got
Full helicopter, Neil, or full helicopter, Lee. You know.
I know what he's talking about because he does exactly the same.
Good. But yeah, that's one of them. Stranger Than Love, Harem Scarum, number 6, just absolute banger of a track.
And Mood Swings is a bit of a classic AOR album as well. And
Are you familiar with it, Lee?
yeah, their best album by far, in my opinion. They've redone it as well, didn't they? And it's great as well. But
They did.
And also a plug for you, Darren. You interviewed Harry Hess, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I'm such a fan of that band and have been for so many years that talking to him for me was like talking to Mick fucking Jagger. You know, I was just so happy. I had to kind of rein it in a little bit and pretend I wasn't too happy.
Greatest mate as usual. Absolutely brilliant. I'm really glad you got I Don't Believe in Love in there as well as, you know, obviously a recommendation from us and then it made it to your list. That's absolutely superb. So brilliant. Okay, my lovely wife Sarah has got her list. Go on in, babe. Show them what you got.
Well, I'm here basically to represent all the people that sort of have to not suffer, shall we say? That's the wrong word, but yeah, have to suffer this sort of music because we don't have a choice. Leo tells everyone in my house, including my kids, that everybody is entitled to their own opinion when it comes to music. It's all about opinion. However, this is true as long as your opinion matches his, and if it doesn't, then it is wrong. That is how it is in this house. TV, anything like that, we are in control. Music, not allowed. My car, still is music. His car, still is music. Kids in the car, still is music. So a lot of, you know, a lot of the songs that I've got on my list aren't because I love the production that I keep hearing him rattle on about and all this I don't get it. Some of the songs that he listens to, I'm not gonna lie, they all sound the same to me. Some of them make my ears bleed. But this is a list of, so I'm the voice of the better halves who have to sort of listen to it. And I put my list together, and this list, half of it apparently isn't allowed on here, but I don't care.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I didn't say it.
Strap in, and I'm looking forward to this there. I can't wait for this.
Half of this list apparently you will have on your list, Darren, because apparently we have very similar tastes, and I think we do because I love listening to your interviews as well, and I love the fact that you interview any type of music because I will listen to anything. I don't have a specific, but so some of the ones that I've managed to creep in here, basically he doesn't agree with and shouldn't be on here, but I don't care. And worst of all, I happen to have a couple of women singers. Now,
Jam on like that.
Hold on.
That's fabulous.
apparently these aren't allowed because they're no good because women cannot sing. Right. This is coming from Mr. Dinosaur here, right? His opinion. Everybody else's is entitled to their opinion, but if it doesn't match his, it's not the right opinion. So I just pick songs that I sort of grew up listening to, and other ones.
Can I just interrupt?
No.
I was going to blame it on Jam about the women singers, but I think this has made it clear that it's my fault now. I know.
You are women cannot. It's like women can't play football. Women can't sing. They need to be in the kitchen making the sandwiches. Why are there women astronauts? Because somebody needs to make the sandwiches. It's, you know, you are a dinosaur, quite frankly. So this is my dog's going mad. So this is my list, and I do apologise if it's because it's not in depth and it's just songs that I like. So
I feel like Lee's about to plug out your Wi-Fi.
Brilliant.
Do you know what? I have a playlist on Amazon, and he's made me a playlist and put things that he likes on it. So even though it's
How generous.
it's his songs on it, and it's like, hello. Anyway, so my number 10 is also a Van Halen song.
Yeah.
My number 10 is from 1986, and I didn't make any of these notes. He made them all for me. It reached number 8 in the UK, and it was the first song with the new vocalist, Sammy Hagar.
Go.
Are you impressed? Because I didn't write that. And it is Van Halen, Why Can't This Be Love? Why? Because I like it. There. So, number 9, this is a very big bone of contention because apparently I wasn't allowed this, but I got it anyway, is Peter Cetera, Glory of Love.
Oh.
1986,
Darren's like,
from
yeah.
1986, Karate Kid Part 2, and reached number 3 in the UK charts.
Great call, Sarah. Absolutely fantastic.
No, you way gets better than that. Right, number 8. This is a band that I had never heard of until I met my better half. Never heard of. Absolutely love them. Seen them live. Think they're amazing. Went to watch them at the Royal Albert Hall with the Parallax Orchestra. Was it Parallax? Orchestra. So my number 5 is Alter Bridge, In Loving Memory, off the album One Day Remains, which is their debut album from 2004. And we basically saw this at the Royal Albert Hall, and it was just the most amazing concert I've ever been to. Head on the back.
He's not going to argue. He's not going to argue with you on that one.
No, he's not. And basically, this song was written for Mark Tremonti's nan, who passed away. So that is my number 8. Number 7. Darren's gonna like this one. See, number 7 is from 1990. It made the UK number 8, and it is Heart. All I want to do.
All I want to do is make love to you.
Make love to you. There you go.
Ann Wilson at her finest. I love it. I love it.
Right.
Let the dog out.
Yeah, let the dog out. And my number 6 is it's a Bon Jovi song, because I love Bon Jovi, and I've seen those as well. And I do think they've got a little bit as time has gone on, but this is when they were pretty good. And this isn't one of the more better known ones, but I love this song, and it's from 1995. It reached number 6 in the UK chart, and it is This Ain't a Love Song.
Nice.
Yeah, know that one.
Yeah. I was wondering if it's going to be In and Out of Love.
Yeah.
I love that one as well, but I
That's
chose
a
this
banger.
one of the more obscure ones.
Good list. Excellent
Good
list.
list, indeed.
Yeah, I agree. There's some good ones on there, actually. I do love some of those ones. And I
Thanks,
just,
Darren.
And I just realized how Lee's the color of his face was changing while you were speaking. It was turning redder and redder and redder.
to tell you the truth, my blood pressure's gone up since Darren said that I mucked up the email. My face has gone red from. But I just want to say, in my defence about women,
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
This would be good.
all I want to say is that there's a couple of female artists in the past, singers, and I think I've said this before on the channel anyway, that I actually prefer women voices in the soft rock genre, like Heart. I actually quite like Heart, they're all right. And there's a couple of others, but it's when women sing metal, that's when I'm not too keen. So trying to make myself feel better and look better on the program. Maybe not going too well. But yeah, Heart, I don't actually mind Heart, some of their stuff, so sticking up for myself. Anyway.
That surprised me. You like Heart?
I don't mind Heart, especially their the 80s, you know, when they went really like glam in that hair metal stage. I quite liked them.
Cool.
Anyways, my list now. Can you hear all right? Because I've got the kettle going in the background. Can you hear all right?
Yep. Oh, good.
Okay, so on my list, like I said, there was like tons, man. I found it really hard to like whittle down 10 of my favourites. And even within the 10, I found it really hard to do my top, you know, what was my best one. They're almost a list of 10 that I just want to talk about, if that makes sense. So at number 10, controversial, this band, a little bit because of my not so much love for Led Zeppelin. So Kingdom Come, great band. Debut album 1988. Obviously, they went on that Monsters Rock tour, didn't they? With all the heavyweights of metal in America. They went on all that in the 80s as well, opening up the actual festival. German band, great band. Love this debut album. And it is a ballad, actually, What Love Can Be. Just fantastic song, just epic ballad. Lenny Wolf on vocals, just some of the heights he hits at the end of this song are just amazing. And obviously he took a lot of stick, didn't he, for his for their Led Zeppelin, you know, similarities. And yeah, but I actually really like this band, and I never really got into Zeppelin that much. So a bit of a weird one, I know, but that's Kingdom Come. My next one is number 9, going to Canada now. This album was a massive part of my growing up. It came out in 1985. Oh, Nick knocked the coffee over. It came out in 1985. Canadian band called Coney Hatch. Brilliant. My favourite album from them. Yeah, brilliant. Ralph likes a bit of Coney Hatch. My favourite album from them easily, and probably not seen as their classic album, I don't know, but it was called Friction. Came out in 1985. Just in the middle of that hair metal period, and I love that album from start to finish. The song's called, I've cheated a little bit here because I've nicked 2 songs off the album, which I both love with Love in the title. It opens up with This Ain't Love, which is just amazing, and then the album closes with Burning Love, which is amazing at the same time. So,
And Lee, just to mention quickly, this the sound of this album at that time was blowing me away.
It's a fucking brilliant album, Ralph. One of the best in the 80s. And She's Gone is just blows me away on that album, but I'm still cheating again now. And I picked 2 songs. I do apologise. I've done that again later on in this list.
You didn't tell me I could do that.
It's my show.
I am your wife. You did not tell me that I could pick 2 songs from the same person. That is cheating, because I could have quite easily done that on a lot of them.
Oh, I don't want to do it again. Well, maybe I will. So This Ain't Love and Burning Love. Anyway, I've done it again here. So I'm going to the Christian heavy rock scene here. It might have been metal back in the 80s because everything was metal. But the great band Shout, with my favourite lead singer, Ken Tamplin. The most annoying singer, but very good on the earth. The most happiest person in the world. Really gets on your nerves, but he's a great artist and a great singer. You couldn't be with him for more than 10 minutes, and you just, right, you got to go now, mate. Sorry, he's out. I've chosen 2 songs off of the In Your Face album, which came out in 1989. This is a brilliant album, even better than their first album. And When the Love Is Gone is an excellent track, but also Faith, Hope and Love is just as outstanding. So 2 brilliant tracks from that Christian rock, heavy rock band. Number 7, going to Germany, Ralph. A bit of German metal now. Accept.
Yes.
And the brilliant title, Screaming for a Love Bite. Song. It's it was actually a single. I didn't know it was a single, Ralph.
It was one.
The Metal Heart album was my favourite Accept album as well. 1985. I mean, they actually lost quite a few sales because of this album. I didn't realise they were a bit more commercial, or whatever you want to call it, a bit more melodic on this album. But this, you talk about great sounding albums, Ralph. That album sounds fucking amazing. It really does. In 1985. And the last one.
Just on that very, very quickly. Man, the Germans know how to do it when it comes to metal. I remember being in a metal club in the Reaper band in Hamburg about 10 years ago. And my God, they know what they're doing over there at the underground scene as well. Just, you've never had a night like it.
Imagine,
I
mate.
always trying to sneak in a couple of reviews of German tectonic metal into Lee's lists. Every now and then I succeed.
I mean, during the 80s, man, I mean, Accept are a big part of music for me. Scorpions, obviously. So, you know, some great stuff coming out of Germany. And the last one is actually German as well. Part German, most of it's German. So it's Master Plan. And Master Plan consists of some ex-Halloween members. And also, who else was in them?
Horny Landy.
Jorn Landy, of course he was. Jorn Landy.
But it was just for one album, I think, or was it two?
No, 3.
3? Oh, 3 actually.
So he was on the first album, the second one, he left for a while, then he came back for the third one, which is my favourite one,
Okay.
actually. But I've gone to the debut album, came out in 2003 with Yorny on it. And it's a closing song called When Love Comes Close. And it's just, man, it's where he gets his cover down on a little bit in that one. It just sounds amazing, he does, Yorny. But yeah, Master Plan, When Love Comes Close is my number 6. There you go. That was quite good, wasn't it? Round the houses in 10 to 6. Didn't go down too well, did it? I mean, that's like 45.
Yeah, that's a good.
Right.
That's a